Hello, you absolute legends. This month there has been a couple of major accomplishments in the world of Super Mario speedrunning. We saw 2 of the most sought after milestones crushed, and some of the highest level speedrunning we've ever seen. So get comfortable as we take a quick look at these epic achievements. Back in June I released a video outlining the current state of the Super Mario 64 world records. In that video I covered a new record in the 120 star category of 1 hour, 39 minutes and 15 seconds, which was achieved by the speedrunner Cheese. Well, on the 4th of August 2019, Cheese absolutely destroyed his own record and set a new record of 1 hour, 38 minutes and 51 seconds, beating the previous record by a whopping 24 seconds. Not only did this smash the existing record, but it also took the record below 99 minutes, which was a milestone that Cheese had been looking to break for quite a long time. In fact, it seemed as though Cheese was on the cusp of breaking this milestone as far back as early 2018. But time and time again he would lose potential runs by missing Bowser throws at the very end. And it's not hard to understand why. The nerves you experience when speedrunning Super Mario 64 is crazy. Being the most popular speedrunning game, and with the 120 star category almost certainly being the most respected and possibly most difficult world record to achieve, this places a ton of pressure on these top players, especially for speedrunners who stream as a career. Getting a new world record can result in more exposure and more viewers. I have attempted to speedrun Super Mario 64 in the past, and I know from experience just how hard this game is to play. The constant precision required is astonishing, and in my opinion I do think that the 120 star world record in Super Mario 64 is probably the most difficult world record a speedrunner could ever try to achieve. Cheese is known for his consistency and his ability to get world record paced runs often, but he's also known for showing a fair amount of nerves and emotion at the end of runs. If a player does get particularly nervous, this will cause his hands to shake and will also inhibit one's ability to time inputs correctly. With a game like Super Mario 64, there are hardly any moments that don't require incredibly accurate inputs, so a high level of adrenaline is so difficult to manage and makes perfect play almost impossible. But in this case he did manage to clutch the final Bowser throws and set this amazing new record, so a huge congratulations to Cheese. All of that hard work definitely paid off in the end, and this is a well-deserved result. So where does the record go from here? Well, believe it or not, there is still a fair amount of time to be saved, and I'll put a link in the description to a video where Cheese analyzes his new world record so you can get a better idea of how this run went down. Remember, there is still a $4,000 bounty for the player who holds the 120 star world record at the end of the year. Cheese has put himself in a great position to claim this bounty, but the other top players have been making moves as well. Just a couple of weeks ago on the 18th of August, the runner Punkation set a new personal best of 1 hour, 39 minutes and 6 seconds. The runner Liam Kings also recently improved his position on the leaderboard by achieving a 1:39:30, putting him in 3rd place. Here's how the rankings stand at this moment. It seems like Cheese is now taking a break from grinding 120 stars, but I know that Punkation, Liam Kings and Paracuzia are still hammering those runs and playing almost every day to catch the leader. I will let you know when there are any new developments. Now we are going to go all the way back to 1985 and take a look at Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo Entertainment System. By far the most popular category is the any percent category, where speedrunners finish the entire game in less than 5 minutes by using the warp zones in 1-2 and 4-2. But there is also a second category that prohibits the use of these warp zones and requires the runner to get to the end of the game by completing every single stage. This category is known as warpless. On the 14th of August 2019, the speedrunner Kosmic became the first person ever to beat the entire game without using warp zones in less than 19 minutes.
Maybe. Maybe if it let us pass, we might get it. Did I do it? Did I finally do it, dude? With the bonk in... I don't know for sure, but we might have finally done it.
Kosmic already had his eyes on the sub 19 since at least 2018, but the serious grind to break this milestone began several months ago, where he took the record from 19 minutes, 2 seconds and 369 milliseconds down to 18 minutes, 59 seconds and 856 milliseconds. The speedrunning style of Super Mario Bros. Is vastly different to Super Mario 64. In Super Mario 64, movement in of itself requires a constant stream of precise inputs to maintain speed. In Super Mario Bros., maintaining top speed is as simple as holding down right on the directional pad. Many of the levels are pretty straightforward and relatively easy to traverse perfectly. But then in some moments, Super Mario Bros. Requires moments of extreme precision, where frame perfect, pixel perfect, and even sub-pixel perfect inputs are necessary to perform some of the time-saving maneuvers needed for the world record. So it is these key moments that really amp up the difficulty of this run, and being able to execute each of them in a single run is an incredible feat. Kosmic was pretty close to beating this milestone several times before, but some extremely bad luck resulted in a few runs being killed in literally the last second of the run.
Bowser, please be good. Please don't be the bad frame again. Oh my gosh. Dude, are you kidding me? How do I hit that again?
This was not the fault of Kosmic, as part of the strategy does sometimes require you to jump through Bowser's hammers and hope that you don't get hit. The final stage of the world record run was pretty crazy. Kosmic missed a frame-perfect jump and as a result hit this pipe, costing around 5 frames. He was already cutting sub-19 minute pace extremely finely, so in order to make up for this lost time, he did an extremely difficult technique called fast acceleration when exiting a pipe later on in the stage. This technique wouldn't normally be used as it's considered too difficult and results in minimal gain. But after the earlier blemish, Kosmic pulled the trigger on the technique and managed to clutch it out. In order to take this world record much lower, players will need to start introducing more glitches into the run. Of course, this makes it exponentially harder to complete a run, as each glitch drastically reduces the odds of a completion. In the any % world record strategy, we see the flagpole glitch, which skips the cutscene showing the lowering of the flag, used in 1-1, 4-1, and 8-3. In the warpless run, this glitch has only been incorporated into 1-1. Also, in the any % strategy, a glitch using a bullet bill is used to end the level early in 8-2, which is thus far not used in the warpless run. But each of these tricks has a small success rate, and given that the warpless run is 4 times as long and already uses glitches in other levels, it would be a crazy grind to try and use all of these tricks in a single run. Now that the 19-minute barrier has been broken, there is slightly less motivation to push the record lower. And if players do try to do so, it would be a very slow and gradual process where glitches are slowly introduced. Kosmic has released a couple of really cool videos on his channel which cover this new world record. One is a deep dive analysis, and one is a shorter, fun video that shows a lot of the failures Kosmic had to endure before reaching his goal. I'll put a link to both of these in the description. And while we're on the subject of Super Mario Bros., I do want to address a minor controversy that was sparked from the any percent category. On the 2nd of August, the speedrunner TavernWeb 2002 set a new world record with a time of 4 minutes, 55 seconds, and 746 milliseconds. The controversy didn't arise from the run itself, but rather the manner in which the footage of the run was recorded, which was via a camera pointed at a TV. I am a huge advocate for direct capture only for verification of world record runs. The main factor for my opinion is that direct capture is far more marketable and more people will be willing to watch or care about a run if it is recorded in high quality. Speedrunning is still relatively niche, but the interesting thing is that when presented well, speedrunning can actually attract interest from a pretty large subsect of gamers. I posted this on Twitter. If speedrunning communities truly cared about growth and exposure, they would disallow anything but direct capture for world record runs. No one wants to watch a video of a camera pointed at a TV, and these runs will never get the widespread attention they deserve. It's a pretty extreme opinion, but I'm of the belief that if direct captures were required for world record runs, it would not cause people to quit speedrunning, but rather would force them to go to the effort of setting up direct capture. To be clear, I am not, nor was I ever suggesting that the most recent world record should be disallowed. As it stands, this quality is perfectly acceptable for the rules as they are. A few people were claiming that attaining a direct capture setup costs a lot of money. This is completely false and typically comes from a place of ignorance about what technologies exist. First of all, capture cards for retro consoles cost literally less than $10 and work completely fine. Even if you don't own a computer, there are plenty of ways to direct capture. Used DVD and hard drive recorders aren't expensive to get at all. Even if all of the previous statements weren't true, and you did need to spend hundreds of dollars to set up direct capture, this isn't a large sum of money at all for the speedrunning community to raise funds for. Given that this only applies to extreme cases where a player is both vying for a world record and also doesn't have any money, this type of fundraising would be pretty rare. I've also heard the sentiment that speedrunners should not care about anyone else but themselves. As long as the video shows they achieved a time, to hell with everyone else. I believe this to be a pretty destructive philosophy that while is anyone's right to possess, it shouldn't be facilitated and encouraged by the greater speedrunning community. If you are a speedrunner and think it is a hobby worth sinking time into, the desire to spread that hobby with as many people as possible is a good thing. Sporting events go to extreme lengths to incorporate entertainment, cheerleaders, and high-quality footage. They don't directly affect the sport, but production quality pulls people in, and that is a good thing. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Congratulations to all of the runners for the new records. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.